Good morning, everybody. I know, right? I'm in my bonnet. Um, and lots of people will probably see this because it's the one time where I really look a hot mess and I don't even care right now. Anyway, I just had a epiphany. Um, we all talk about, you know, how Satan was a worship leader and he, ultimately he tried to be God at some point. He wanted people to worship him. He had all the power of all the instruments, the best voice, the best everything. And I just heard something, and it was talking about angels that were named in the Bible. And then they talk about Lucifer and how he fell from heaven um, because he was kicked out. And then that's why Earth is, you know, ultimately his place, his where he roams to and fro trying to figure out whom he can devour, right? Have you ever realized that some of the most tortured souls are people with a creative musical background? Why the artists are so um, hit by like suicide and not understanding that they're enough. I mean, we all go through it, but they seem to be the most tortured. If you ever realize, like a creative person, especially when they have a musical gift, they seem to be real tortured. And I don't believe, I've never believed that it was because of God. They tap into all their emotions, right? In order to bring about um, the realities that we see. Um, their music, they can touch certain areas. Has ever anybody ever realized that Satan is jealous? Satan is jealous that as you get to sing and praise and worship. I know that people that don't necessarily do praise and worship have the same exact emotions. Don't get me wrong. I believe that. Um, but it's throughout the music industry. That's why we hear so much suffering, and maybe because they have a spotlight on them, could be. Um, but it seems that they are the most stricken with emotions that it brings them to a point of wanting to harm themselves. Like whether they were just poetic, whether they're just lyricists, whether I don't know, whether they play instruments. Um, the culture code tells us that they're supposed to have groupies and live kind of foul and they usually do lots of drugs and alcohol, and they even sometimes use those things. Well, I believe a lot of times use those things to numb the pain. But I'm here to tell you, don't be afraid of your gift. Use it. Don't let don't let Satan push you in a direction that would cause you to harm yourself or take your own life or um, think that you should live in fear of the gift that God gave you. that you can truly walk this thing out, walk this life out, and know that you are loved and blessed beyond measure, and that God is pleased with you. He put that gift in you so you could give it to the world, so you could, but when I say give it to the world, so you could touch hearts, minds, bodies, souls, spirits, like a songstress or a singer or somebody that plays instruments. They can tap into a part of the human body and psyche that could cause us to remember things, cause us to feel all types of emotions. And I believe that's for a reason. It's just Satan wanted to use it for bad. So don't allow your gift to be used against you. Use it for what it's meant to be, and that's for the uplifting and for the strength of God's kingdom. Like, bring people unto God because you have that power in you. And you have everything that you ever needed. You just have to put it out there. But when you put it out there, don't allow the influences of the world to tell you that it's supposed to be one way instead of the way that God is lining it up for you. Be blessed. I know, um, hopefully that was understandable, but I just wanted all the people that are musically inclined to know that your suffering is not for naught. It's because Satan is jealous of you. And so you call him what he is to his face, which he's a liar, a cheater, a manipulator. Um, he only has as much control as you give him. And so stop giving him control. Be blessed and stay up and know that God loves you.